Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's yours truly, David Squeezaniki, right here. Of course, for Cruising with the Case Handler, I'm going to be bringing my colleagues on in a few minutes. But as usual, we prep, we make sure everything is good because you know this thing they call, this dude that they call Murphy, I do not like that dude. And I never use the word hate, but sometimes I got to use it with that dude. So we're live on Facebook right now at David Squeezaniki and also, of course, on the Case Handler page and the law firm that's making a difference within our community and these times. Pollock, I second the sequel. Coming up in a matter of in under 60 seconds, I will have Adam Handler, the case handler. I will have Conrad Pollock. I will have Nelson Madrid. Don't have a name for Conrad Pollock yet, but we'll come up with one for him. But for Nelson Madrid, the Maverick, ladies and gentlemen, it is a team that is truly changing the way you actually deal with it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check it out right here each and every single weekday. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to be happening right here each and every single weekday. Let me just remove these guys right here, not you guys. Okay, each and every single weekday at 8:30 a.m. We've got Cruising with the Case Handler. So it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a perfect day. Why? Because we are here today. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, right now, what I want you to do before I bring them on in a minute, I want everyone that's watching Facebook right now, I see 38 people are already tuning in. I want every single one of you, start sharing the page. Okay, this is how we're going to be starting the show. I'm going to start the show a little bit early, okay, every weekday at 8:30 a.m., okay? And I would like for you to start sharing the page that you're watching, ladies and gentlemen. You need to do that for me, please, okay, on groups that you're a part of, pages that you're a part of, let's build up the people that's watching. Let's build up the audience, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure that everybody's tuning into a wonderful show called Cruising with the Case Handler, where we're talking about personal injury and, yes, immigration. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check it out. We're going to be here for a while, and, of course, it's going to be a great day. With that said, let me officially introduce the team right here, Cruising with the Case Handler, and, of course, let me introduce the man of the moment, Adam Handler, the case handler. How you doing today?
The moment, the man of the decade. Good morning,
I like that, man. I like that.
Come on, the man of the moment. And I also want to thank you for absolutely eliminating any possibility of us signing up a client named Murphy. But thank you so much. I'm so excited. It's Monday. We are on day, I think I've been on my home office now we're going on my 5th week, but business as usual, settling cases, taking calls for accidents, although they're low right now. And that's a good thing. I always say I'm the worst businessman ever. I don't want clients, because if I have a client, that means something's gone terribly wrong. But I'm here as a fail-safe. I'm here as, I wouldn't say a first responder, but I'm here on the back lines, making sure that you get justice if, God forbid, you're in an accident of any kind, a car accident, a slip and fall, a construction accident, any kind of accident in which you've been the victim of negligence. I'm making sure that you're not that victim twice. But I am super, super excited that we finally have the show that you and I have been talking about for years, David, and that's a full-blown legal show, covering pretty much all the bases out there for, the needs of the community, the people that have been so loyal to myself and my firm for so many years on 93.5 and beyond. We have a show in which we're giving personal injury advice, and we have a show in which we're giving immigration advice. And I think it really does fill a void right now on the radio for substantive talk, real legal talk, not just nonsense, not just games, but advice and information that really can change lives across the board. And again, my forte is personal injury. I'm the partner of the personal injury department here at Pollock Isaac Seco. Conrad Pollock, which I have a few ideas for the nickname. I'm gonna hold back for now, but I have a few ideas. Is the managing partner of the firm. His father started it, probably almost 50 years ago now. And Nelson Madrid, another partner of the immigration department. They're all here. We're all going to be talking and letting you guys know how we can be of assistance to you, how we can make sure that you understand that there's a law firm out there, right, that doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what you're doing here. We are here to help, regardless of your immigration status. Of course, immigration attorneys should help you regardless of your immigration status, but with respect to personal injury as well. Regardless of your immigration status, you are entitled to money under the law, and we change lives here. I've helped thousands of people recover well over $100 million when they've gotten into an accident. They've followed me when I switched firms and started my own practice almost 6 years ago now. And then I joined up with Pollock, Isaac DeSico, and it's been an unbelievable journey ever since. And again, the most important thing we can stress right now, especially in times like these, is that there's a firm that's looking to give back. There's a firm that's looking to contribute to this community in a meaningful way. And the meaningful way that an attorney can contribute is information and advice. That's all we got. We're not carpenters. We can't build anything. We're not bakers. We can't bake anything. But we can give good, sound legal advice and fight for you, not just like you're a file, but like you're a family or friend. And with that, I would love to bring on Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, and Conrad, the Commander. Pollock? I don't know. You tell me.
I'm kind of partial to Maestro.
Maestro, he is, and he's a very talented musician as well. The Maestro, I kind of like.
I like that.
Done.
I like that.
Done.
You know, among other things this weekend, I spent a lot of time thinking about this subject, and that's kind of, I narrowed it down to 2 or 3 with the family, and we all drew secret lots. And I think that was, if I remember correctly, that was the favorite. So, but again, throwing it out there. It's not my decision to make.
It's the people's decision. You know, I think everybody should be commenting on Facebook right now as to what they think Conrad's nickname should be. I love the Maestro. It's got many different meanings. And maybe we'll get Conrad to play some piano one morning on the show. He's very talented. That would be great.
Oh yes, huh?
No, but among other things, good morning, everybody. First of all, is the weekend really over? I mean, it seemed like I was there sitting at my piano on Saturday morning, like I usually am on Saturday morning, and it seemed like the weekend there was so much time ahead, and here we are Monday morning, back to it. So, but following up on what you were saying, Adam, we spent a lot of time this weekend, Squeeze, about thinking about what we are going to do in the future, how we can service our clients, how we can keep our firm together, how we can keep our people employed. And after a lot of brainstorming amongst the intelligentsia in our firm, we came up with the idea that we will commit to being on this program for the duration. We are committed to being here for as long as you'll have us, Squeeze. And we, again, have made that commitment. We're ready to be here. And as I've mentioned previously on prior shows last week, I have trouble getting up in the morning sometimes, but I have made a commitment and I'm going to stick to it. And I mark on my calendar, and I have it on my alarm now. I'm up at 7:30 a.m. so that I can be here refreshed, ready to go. 3rd cup of coffee already this morning, ready to roll and ready to take those questions and ready to serve the community. So we're ready to go.
Thank you so much, Maestro. You know, listen, and before I talk to Nelson or bring Nelson in, I just want to say that I'm extremely happy that this void is not now being filled, is filled. There has been a void, not just on this station, but the overall Caribbean community, Conrad or Maestro, where immigration help is concerned. And, you know, not to pee off anyone out there, but let me rephrase it, where consistent immigration help is concerned. We've got good attorneys throughout the entire New York area, but personally, I needed to have a firm that's been around for decades. That's one. I needed to have attorneys that I can trust and attorneys that are truly honest. I needed to have attorneys that were going to be consistent in helping the people in the capacity of personal injury, immigration, and more. And I am very happy that, the case handler, Adam Handler, actually made this happen with myself and you guys. So I on behalf of the Caribbean community in advance and beyond, I will say thanks, okay, because this is great. People now know that they have a full service law firm that they can go to for personal injury. Adam is well known within the community for well over 15 years. And now people have two solid attorneys on air to answer any and all immigration questions that may come. And we want to say thank you so much, Maestro, for actually making this happen with Adam Handler, Nelson Madrid, the Maverick. What do you have to say about all of this, man? I'm quite sure you were inundated with calls on Saturday, right? You were a little bit.
We were actually. I got a text. I had just woken up, took a nap, and we were obviously trying to call some of these people back, scheduling some consultations. So it was a good surprise, pleasant surprise.
Right. And you also you had an influx on Sunday also. I touched on it on Sunday around the noon time also. So you saw that. Well,
excuse me.
Go on, Conrad. Go ahead, Conrad.
As I mentioned earlier, we are here for the duration. We are committed to being here for as long as you'll have us. And in doing so, as I said, we were all the various partners of the firm. We're all discussing this weekend. We have a lot of visitors that want to join us. I mean, we have our partners, Fred DeSico is chomping at the bit to get on here and talk about real estate and what's going on in New York with landlord-tenant relationships and who has to pay their rent and who doesn't and how landlords are going to recover from this. Our other partner, Brian Isaac, same thing. He wants to get on and talk about what's going on in the courts in general. He's our litigator. He's our star civil litigator. And probably one of, if not the best, certainly among the best in New York at what he does. All of these people, our various associates and partners, are dying to come on the show, and you're going to have to make some room. We're going to have to divide that screen beyond 4, maybe 5, 6 at a time. So
we can do that.
I'm giving you some advance warning.
We can do that.
It'll be looking like the Brady Bunch after a while.
Oh yeah, right. That's where Zoom started with the Brady Bunch way back when. Oh man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Cruising with the Case Handler. And we are talking personal injury. We're speaking immigration. And you just heard from Conrad Pollock. You just heard from Nelson Madrid. You just heard from Adam Handler. And let me jump right into it and say this. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, this is a phenomenal thing. And on Saturdays, the phone lines blew up. On Sunday, the phone line blew up. And I'm going to actually let you understand why. Every single person that's listening to this station or watching us on Facebook, every single one of you that have an immigration question, your immigration question will be answered for free. It can be answered for free here, but if you want a personal, private, and confidential consultation, it will be done for free. No, I didn't stutter. And I know we're in a pandemic situation. I know I don't have the virus, so I'm not disoriented or anything like that. I am making it very clear. Okay? Conrad made the announcement last week. Adam Handler told me about it. Nelson mentioned it. Okay? And here we are. We are making it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Every single one of you will get a free immigration consultation with the firm PPID. That's Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. All compliments of Cruising with the Case Handler. Once again, immigration questions, immigration consultation, absolutely free. And if you want to set up a consultation right now, all you need to do is dial this number, 844-774-3529. I said it. Free immigration consultation. This is phenomenal. This is great, especially in a time like this. We need to have bona fide attorneys answering your immigration question, such as the Maverick, such as the Maestro, ladies and gentlemen, right here, respectively, Nelson Madrid and Conrad Pollock. Immigration attorneys with a firm that's been around for well over 50 years. Call this number right now. Listen, I'm a firm believer, once again, that nothing lasts forever. So anyone out there, you got an issue with your green card, you want to file for your citizenship, you have had a run-in with the law, guess what? We've got the Maverick, okay? removal proceedings. He's excellent at that. Once again, family situations. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, with immigration, we've got the Maestro. Immigration questions, ladies and gentlemen, get your consultation set up now. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. So we've got immigration, we've got personal injury. Adam, you can actually expand and expound on the fact that you've been dealing with an immigrant community when accidents happen, and you have seen situations where some of these individuals are not in status and they have that fear. Expound on that for me.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've been practicing personal injury for about 17 years now, specifically practicing embracing the Caribbean community for about 15 years now, a little bit more. And I see it all the time. I see people saying, I got into an accident. You tell me I need to call the police. You tell me I need to document how it happened, but I'm out of status. How is that going to affect me? Or I'm on a job site, I'm undocumented to work, and I get hurt because somebody created an unsafe work condition. And now I have outstanding medical bills. I have no lost wages coming in. And you want me to ruffle feathers with my job and pursue, you know, possibly a workers' compensation case or an injury case. And the answer is you have absolute right to do it. It doesn't matter, as I said earlier, who you are, where you're from. You could be from Mexico or the moon. If you're here in New York, you are entitled to access the courts, whether it's family law, whether it's a civil justice system, personal injury, and of course, immigration. You have the right. Now, would I go at it alone? Of course not. Whenever you have any legal issue, you absolutely should have an attorney. Can you handle a personal injury case by yourself? I guess technically yes. But if you want to, you know, take the $500 that they're offering you 2 days later when they call to check in on you to make sure that you're not hurt, oh, we'll give you $500. Just sign here. I've seen it. People sign it. They take their $500. They think it's a good deal. Next week, their back is on fire. They can't get out of bed, and there's nothing I could do for them. Or going to family court, you know, trying to either get custody or visitation or child support. You technically, yeah, you can go at it alone, but I've seen that too, that the orders just come down against you and slighted in a way in which you should have been protected and you weren't, or immigration. I'm sure Conrad and Nelson can definitely expand on this, but I bet you a good amount of our business is trying to untangle the web that was created by somebody thinking they could go at it alone or go with an attorney that gave them the cheapest price. Well, other than the free consultations we're ordering, I'll let you know that you usually get what you pay for. And if that's something that is important to you, if doing it right the first time is important to you, you'll have the number saved. I always say in personal injury, and it's a fact, there are no redos. There are no second chances. You know, we always stress that there is one chance. There should be one choice, and that's the case handler and the case handler team. And the same thing goes for immigration. You may have more than one chance. You may not. The second chance is sure as heck going to cost you a lot more than the first chance, but you want to get it right the first time. You don't want to have to worry about the redos. So we ask you to save the number. Give us a call, whether it's when you need us, whether it's when you don't need us and you're just saving the number. But having that number is power. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. And anybody watching Facebook right now, you can see our phone number. We chose our number very carefully. It wasn't just a bunch of numbers like Scrabble we pulled out of a hat.
Right.
844-PPID-LAW or 844-774-3529. The number you need, the only number you need for good lawyers that really care about providing the best possible outcome in your case. Hopefully you never need the number. God forbid you do. I think you will be very, very happy that you protected yourself and you thought ahead. And of course you can Google us, you know, ppid.com or thecasehandler.com. You can go on our Instagram page, our Facebook page, and I'll ask everybody that can safely do so right now. Go on our Facebook page, like the page. Go on our Instagram, follow the page, because you'll see some amazing things that we post every week. True life success stories, Testimonial Tuesday, important information about immigration and how things are going with respect to all those filings that you've had or deportation and adjustments. So we're here to help. We're not on the radio every morning just for fun. We can do some, we have plenty of fun later on in the day. This is for the people, and we're glad to help and glad to give the information. But again, we won't call you. I'm not coming up to you at the scene of an accident. I'm not coming up to you at the emergency room. Conrad and Nelson are not going to be cold calling all of the case handler clients. Are cold calling clients in Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, asking if you need immigration help. You must call us, and absolutely free consultations. There is no reason whatsoever why these phone lines shouldn't be absolutely blazing right now.
Absolutely.
By the way, if I could just interject,
Conrad.
following up on what you were saying, Adam, one of the hot topics right now in immigration has to do with people that are here on visas, that their stay is about to expire, maybe has expired already. It's very a hot topic at the moment. And of course, with the Immigration District Office in New York and most places in the country being closed, people might think that there's nothing they can do. Their status is going to expire. So either they're going to stay and take their chances, or perhaps leave even though they don't want to or can't. It is possible to extend your stay. In fact, one of the few areas in which the Immigration Service right now is, I hate to use the word lenient, but for lack of a better term, they are actually being slightly more lenient than normal. Typically, the last couple of years under the current administration, if you want to apply for an extension of your stay, tourist visa, student, whatever it is, not so easy anymore. In years past, to get a 6-month extension first time around was pretty much automatic. Didn't need a lawyer for that for the most part. These days, not so much. Second time around, if you need a second extension, perhaps you're ill, perhaps you're caring for a family member, and you need to stay beyond the 6 months that were given to you, or beyond the 1 year that you've been able to get after a first extension. Pretty difficult. Again, these days, if you can document your situation, if you can prove that you're sick, if you can prove that you're here taking care of your mother, who maybe is in the hospital with COVID or some such illness, if you can document those things, you have a legitimate shot at getting an extension of your stay. Not so in the past, right? But again, these days, the Immigration Service in that regard is being slightly more lenient, and it's worth a shot. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm very happy that you brought that up, because that is a question that we got several times over the weekend, and even this morning when I was plugging. Yeah, I was plugging the show. A lot of people were actually texting that question, and I'm like, I'm very, very happy that you brought that up. So, Conrad, we're saying here, people actually should reach out to you guys and let you handle this, and not because this pandemic situation is happening. You guys are working. Your office is open. Your office is at the 225 Broadway. You are open every day, not necessarily physically, but I see everyone's working on Zoom, right?
Correct. Our entire staff is on Zoom. Everybody's working from home. As I've been listening to Adam give his information, I'm texting my staff and basically reminding them to make sure they call every one of those people that tuned into our show this past weekend asking questions to set up consults just as we're speaking. So no, we are very busy, and we are out there, and we're doing our jobs. Absolutely.
And by the way, folks, if you're tuning in, I will be dragging them occasionally to come on live on the weekends. Right, Adam?
Dude, whatever it takes to make sure that people understand that they know we're on call, I'm willing to do. That's just what it is. But, if we can run a few tapes of reruns,
Yeah, Conrad is going to get a Zoom link reaching out to him. He's like, what? Yes, you're live right now. You better start talking, man.
You know what?
Anyway.
Weekends were a lot more laid back. Maybe I'll take Adam up on his dare there, and I'll hook up to my piano. I'll play a couple of reggae tunes.
That I would love. I would love that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, right now, you're in tune to Cruising with the Case Handler. I want to give out the phone number. So anyone and everyone out there who need an immigration question answered, off air, privately and confidentially, I'm about to give out the number for the firm. All right, then I want to speak with Nelson about something. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a 100% free consultation, privately and confidentially, like I always say, guess what? They have made it possible, but you've got to call this number now to make sure you get in the queue, to make sure you get on that list, to get your free private immigration consultation. Text your friends, text your family members, text your foes. The number to call right now is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844 PPIDLAW. That's PPIDLAW. 844-774-3529. Dial the number now. Lock in your free consultation. Once again, I squeeze. Hey, listen, nothing lasts forever, man. So dial it now. Doesn't matter where you are right now. Immigration law is federal. So they can help you. Yes, they can. It's federal. Okay? If they got to get on a plane and fly to you, I'm quite sure if it's worth it, they will. All right? Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We've got the case handler. God forbid one of you essential workers out there get into an accident. You should call only one man, and that's the case handler. Yes, and it's been happening. Essential workers, they're putting in long hours, situations, lot of things are happening. Once again, make sure if you get in an accident, you call the case handler. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, personal injury, immigration, respectively, Adam Handler, and of course, Conrad Pollock and Nelson, who I want to ask a question right now, or ask for him to expand one of our favorite words here now, okay, on the fact that he has helped a lot of people, okay, who are in removal proceedings. But what I wanted to point out is that within our Caribbean community, all right, we have a lot of people who have paid their debt to society, have had situations, and now they want to fly straight, as we would say. And a lot of them are having challenges getting a green card. A lot of them are having challenges getting their citizenship. And I know this firm that has been around for over 5 decades have helped quite a bit of people in situations like that. So let's go to the Maverick, meaning that Nelson Madrid, ladies and gentlemen, is an immigration attorney at the law firm PPID. And I want to hear what he has to say about that. I want to hear what the Maverick has to say, because, you know, last week when I spoke on him, about him, you know, Conrad said he's the top gun. Adam, okay, our personal injury attorney, said he's the top gun. So Maverick, listen, I grew up in the Bronx. I've seen a lot of things happen, but a lot of these folks, they've paid their debt to society. They want to stay in the United States. Some of them are being put in deportation proceedings. Okay, can you help them? They have built their family here. They've got their kids here. They got their family, their life, everything here. You know, prior results were not guaranteed similar outcome, but I want to know that you are on their case.
Sure. So I'd like to start off by thanking you for obviously having us on. I've been with Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico for over 10 years. One of the reasons, it's actually the longest place I've ever worked. And one of the reasons I've been there as long as I have is one of the first things I was taught is we don't take every case that walks through the door. Okay. That is the purpose of a consultation. During a consultation, we typically assess the case. We determine what, if anything, this person is eligible for. And if we can help the person, we let them know we think we can help you. If we cannot help them, we tell them we do not think we can help you. Okay. We don't sell a dream. We tell them the reality. You know, a lot really depends on, you know, how many years the person has been in the United States. The analogy I give to a lot of clients is, have you ever tried to take a tree or a plant out of the ground? The more roots it has, the harder it is to remove. Same concept. You know, when someone is married, has 3 children, pays taxes, and may have had a problem many years ago, several years ago, the person is typically in a very good situation. Sometimes it's not necessarily black and white. With immigration, cases change almost on a weekly basis, especially at the moment. So it's not a matter of just simply conceding or accepting, okay, they're charging him with this, he's removable. Sometimes you want to contest removability. If a person has a prior criminal history and is now married to a United States citizen, you need to look and see when that person was actually convicted of a crime. Something that is actually very common is you can be charged with a crime. It doesn't necessarily mean you've pled guilty to that crime. You could also be peripherally involved. That is, you not be necessarily the main actor, but more like a supporting cast. You weren't, the person who actually committed the crime, but you were kind of just associated with that person, and you, as a result, pled guilty. This is very common, actually. Many years ago.
Nelson, let me just pause you for 1 second, buddy.
I was just about to.
We're gonna hit the top of the hour. I just want to make sure the numbers out there. Free consultations. Give us a call, and then we're gonna flip over to Facebook real quick. Sorry, Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Squeeze, just let it have it.
Yeah. All right. So once again, folks, I tell you what. Everybody right now who wants to get themselves a free consultation, very important that you dial this number now. Once again, a free consultation on immigration, off the air, privately and confidentially. Note this number. Dial it right now. Let it ring 15, 20 seconds. And of course, they'll lock it in for you. The number is 844-774-3529. Even if the call is missed, they'll call you back. 844-774-3529. Get yourself a free immigration consultation, ladies and gentlemen, with, of course, PPID and, of course, the case handler himself. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make that link now. We're switching to Facebook, the case handler page, the PPID page, and the David Squeezaniki page. 844-774-3529. All right. So we're on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, and we're expanding. I'll let you finish up what you were saying, Nelson.
Sorry about that, Nelson.
No worries. So basically, every case is different. This is not a color by numbers. It's very difficult for someone to call. We've had calls where people basically say, I need to know what forms I need to file with my adjustment of status. It's not that simple. It's a little more complicated. And also an attorney doesn't necessarily want to give just general, overly broad advice, because people can rely on this advice. And then if there's a problem, guess who they're going to come back to? So it's really important to actually sit down with someone. The example I give everyone is you can't call a doctor and say, my stomach hurts. What do I have? Sometimes, as your favorite word, it behooves a client to make an appointment, come in, bring whatever documents you have, whatever you filed in the past. Even if you have a criminal record, bring in those certificates of disposition, bring in the criminal complaints. When you go see an attorney, you should bring everything with you so they can properly assess your case on the spot. If you don't come with everything, chances are we may have to ask you to come back with everything at a later time. And that would only delay, obviously, any process you would like to proceed with.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Madrid, one of the immigration attorneys at PPID. We're within cruising with a case handler. And this party, I've got some questions here that was sent to me earlier this morning. And we're going to, within the next show, gentlemen, I want to get to the questions a little bit quicker, all right, on the 93.5 FM side. But here's a question, throwing this one out there. I guess this one may be for the Maestro himself, but I'm quite sure any of you could answer this one. It says, hello, Squeeze. My friend is here with her 3 kids, a few years now, and they are out of status. Her fiance applied for a citizenship, but not yet received. Would it be wise for her to get married? And if she does, would she receive her work permit? Thank you.
I'll take that one. Now, I'm going to assume that the woman entered the United States with a visa, because that makes a big difference.
Okay.
If she entered with a visa, the fact that it's expired, that she's out of status, it's not going to be a problem, so long as she does marry that gentleman, her fiance, that he does become a U.S. citizen, and that he does then apply for her. If he applies for his then wife, she entered with a visa, regardless whether it expired or not, she can apply for her green card. She can get work authorization typically within 4 to 6 months. Depending on the children, how old they are, and also whether they came with visas or not, the U.S. citizen spouse can also apply for the kids. In order for that husband, the U.S. citizen who will then be a U.S. citizen, in order for him to apply for her kids, for now what are his stepchildren, he must have married their mother before before any of the kids turned 18. If so, he can the stepfather can apply for the stepchildren, and they can all get permission to work. And they can all get their green cards here in the United States. If any of the kids are over 18 when he married their mom, then unfortunately he's not going to be able to help them. That older child is going to have to wait until his or her mother has her green card, and then the mother can apply directly for the older child. It's going to take a long time though. So
okay, this one is addressing Adam, but it's it's not for Adam. It says, hello Adam. I don't know why they put your name. How long it take for a person to become a citizen? Their green card will be expired next year.
I can answer that. It depends, actually. You are eligible to apply for citizenship 3 years after obtaining your lawful permanent resident status if you are married to a United States citizen. If that person has been a citizen for at least 3 years, and if your marriage has been for at least 3 years. The other way would be if that person is, if the person wants to wait 5 years, you can apply for citizenship after 5 years.
Okay. All right. Here's another one. And then Adam, I need a true success story on the personal injury side from you that we can talk about. This one is from Flo in Long Island. It says, how long will it take for work permit when you apply for a U visa? U visa is coming up a lot.
Right. So I can answer that.
The U visa expert.
Yeah.
Right. I can answer that. So once again, a U visa is typically referred to as a visa for crime victims. Annually, there are only 10,000 U visas available for the entire United States. So there is a backlog. There is a long wait. You can apply for a work permit at the beginning, at the time you apply for a U visa. It doesn't mean you're going to get the work permit. In fact, that's been raised by a lot of immigration practitioners as obviously an inconvenience to many of these people who have already been victimized. Typically, it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 years, basically, for your work permit to actually be approved. What happens is, because there are only 10,000 U visas, you're basically put into a queue at the time you apply. Every October, which is the beginning of a new fiscal period, 10,000 visas are released. If they don't get to you in that year, you're simply moving up in line. Eventually, when they do get to you, they will send you a letter. They will tell you you could use this letter and now apply for a work permit. Or in the alternative, they will now process your work permit and you would be able to renew that work permit while in U visa status. A U visa is valid for 4 years. However, after 3 years, you are eligible to apply for adjustment of status. Adjustment of status would be a green card. So again, it typically takes anywhere from 6 to 8 years to actually get your work permit.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're right here on Cruising with a Case Handler. Very important for everyone to actually dial the number, store the number for, of course, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, a solid law firm, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, PPID. Make sure you call this number, 844-PPID-LAW. That's 844-774-3529. Free, 100% free consultation, ladies and gentlemen. So make that call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make that link right now, 844-774-3529. One quick question, and then I'll go to Adam. This one is short, and I know you can answer this. One of you guys can answer this real quick. If a child's father is in the U.S., can that child still get a visa? And I know this evidently has to do with a visitor's visa, but the reason why I definitely wanted to put this one in there is that you guys could potentially tell them how they could actually get their documents here in the United States or to be here in the United States.
Hang on a sec. So let me understand this correctly. The father is in the United States and the child is not.
In Jamaica.
Okay. So the father wants the child to come to the United States to visit or to apply for a green card, stay here permanently. Well, I mean,
They didn't quite say, but what I'm thinking they're trying to figure out how they can come to the United States, seeing that their father. Yeah, the quickest. Right.
Well, certainly the quickest way would be for that child to apply for a tourist visa at the U.S. consulate in Kingston. Now, one of the principal questions, probably the most important question, is going to be asked of that child or whoever brings them to the consulate is, how long will you come to the United States for, and what relatives do you have in the U.S.? Now, if that child has his father in the United States and his father happens to have a green card as a U.S. citizen, the odds of the child getting that visa are not good, because the consulate automatically is going to think that the child is going to come here and stay here permanently. One thing to understand, the immigration law presumes that every person coming to the United States is intending to be an immigrant, to stay here permanently. It's up to the applicant, in this case the child, it's up to the child to prove to the consulate or convince the consulate that he's not an intending immigrant, that he's coming here just to visit. The fact that he has his child or other relatives here is an indication to the contrary, especially if it's a young child. Now, the alternative to that, assuming that they can't get a tourist visa, would be for the father, again, assuming he has a green card or is a U.S. citizen, for him to apply for the child to get the green card. All right, if he's a citizen, he could get his green card within a year. If the father has a green card, it'll probably take 2 or 3 years, again, depending how old the child is.
Gotcha.
I hope that answers the question.
Sure does. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you're just joining us to Cruising with a Case Handler, I see a lot of people are still on. Do remember to share this link. And one of the things that we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the day here is that we're going to be rebroadcasting this show. All right, so this show will be rebroadcasted at around noon, and then also in the evening at around 5 or so. So make sure you tell your friends that they can tune in and catch the show. Also, remind them that they can get their free consultation with the firm, and the number to call is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 100% free immigration consultation. Let's hop over to personal injury. The man himself, the case handler, Adam Handler. I got a VAWA question for you guys, but let me go to Adam Handler. I already gave you, I know you're going to ask me to make you host, so I already did that, sir. All right. So I wanted to get a true success story of one of the clients that you have worked with over the past 15 years, where accidents are concerned, slip and fall, construction, medical malpractice, and so forth.
Happy to do it. And listen, we always say, and we have to say ethically, that attorneys can never guarantee a successful result. You know, when a client calls me and says, can you definitely win my case? I can't say yes. I want to say yes. I know in my mind that the answer is yes, but I can't say it, because there are no guarantees in life. The only guarantee I'll give you is that nobody is going to fight harder for you than I will. Nobody's going to fight harder for you than Conrad and Nelson and the amazing immigration team at PPID. That will guarantee you. But as far as a successful result, we can't. But, you know, what they say, history is the greatest predictor of the future, well, then I'll be happy to say that, because, you know, we've done some incredible things at PPID since I joined in the personal injury department. And I love sharing these stories. You know, we've done some amazing things for people, whether it's settlements or going to trial. And this is one case that I really, really just loved. And I love the quote. I don't want to read it myself.
Adam is the best ever. Adam is the best ever. I went through a lot after my accident, and I was so worried about my legal issue. After Adam took my case, his team did everything for me and took care of me. He is my brother and friend. Thank you, Adam and Sandra. I recommend the case handler to the world. Dean from New York. Yeah. 1.5 million greenbacks.
Yeah, this was an awesome case.
Wow.
Because the insurance company offered $50,000. $50,000. We were in trial in Brooklyn. This is actually a nice write-up here that we did. We were in trial in Brooklyn for a case. It was a rear-end accident. We already had what's called summary judgment, meaning the court has already determined that the rear car, this BMW, was at fault for the accident. You can see the damage to this vehicle, and we put this on. We put this vehicle on because the damage actually to my client's vehicle wasn't terrible, not as bad as this. So this it was used to show the jury the force of the impact. But I remember the judge saying to me, Mr. Handler, you know, you have $50,000 offer on this case. Your client has not even had surgery. He did physical therapy, did some injections to the back. You know, this case is worth probably between $40,000 and $80,000. I said, Judge, I respectfully disagree. My client is in terrible pain. He may need a surgery in the future. And in fact, the defendant's own doctors say that he has an orthopedic disability. Just so you know, whenever you go to court on a case, we are allowed to bring our evidence, which is usually our clients' treating physicians, and then the other side is allowed to bring their own evidence, which is usually doctors they hire on their own end to say, oh, the client's faking it, or it's a pre-existing condition, or the client's made a full recovery. But in this situation, everybody was pretty much on the same page that my client had a residual injury from this accident, and 50,000 wasn't going to cut it. And we proceeded with the trial. And I remember calling my partner Brian Isaac saying, you know, I could probably get him up to 100 grand, maybe. What do you think we should do? He goes, listen, I know what you can do. Tell him thanks, but no thanks. And that's exactly what we did. And the jury came back with $1.5 million on this case. It was an unbelievable feeling knowing that justice was served, and an even better feeling when I handed Dean his check. He bought a house with that money. He was always renting an apartment for himself, his wife, and his 2 children. And then he has 3 children, but an older child. And he was able to put that older child through college. He was able to pay for his daughter's wedding. It was truly life-changing money for this guy, because you know what? He had life-changing injuries, and I still speak to him to this day. He still has issues with his lower back, but you know what? We hit him hard, and we hit him hard the first time. There are no redos. He couldn't accept that 100,000 and then a couple years later say, Mr. Handler, can you go for another 100,000? It's impossible. You got one chance, one choice. He chose the case handler. I hope you would do the same thing if, God forbid, you were ever in an accident.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I wanted to actually, dude, put that page back on, man. I want to read something on that page there. All right.
All right.
One of the things that I want to touch on also, ladies and gentlemen, is that money is tax free. Tax free. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam. Tax free. No. Go back up, Adam. All right. I want to read this part where, I mean, this is the reason why you need the case handler. I'm going to read this part here. It says the defense counsel argued that Dean did not sustain a serious injury and claimed that his pain may be caused by diabetes and other reasons not related to the accident. That's the reason why you need the case handler, because he knows how to deal with defense system rather than me calling him out.
Because
you know?
it was ridiculous because the lawyer's own doctors were saying this guy had a residual injury, but he was arguing it was diabetes. It made no sense. I'd chalk it up to great lawyering on my job, terrible lawyering on the other guy's job, and a successful result. And that's the most important thing. And you're absolutely right. This is tax-free money. Personal injury money is exempt under the IRS code. It is not income to you, right? Income is taxed. Compensation is not. This was not a lottery win. This is somebody being made whole by the civil justice system. $1.5 million, tax-free, life-changing money, life-changing injuries. That's what we do here at the Case Handler team at PPID. That's what we do at PPID in general. Change lives for the better.
Beautiful. Once again, folks, cruising with the case handler. I've got 3 attorneys here. Of course, we've got Adam Handler, the case handler himself. We've got Conrad Pollock, the Maestro, and we've got Nelson Madrid, the Maverick. This is great. I'm very happy that we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to snowball. So make sure you tell all your friends, your family members, and everything over the next few weeks. We want you to market just like how we're marketing. It's been a while. We needed this here, not only on Facebook, but on 93.5 WVIP FM. So spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. They are giving back. Yes, they are giving back by giving free immigration consultations, by giving you access to a solid personal injury attorney, such as the case handler himself, Adam Handler. I got a VAWA question here. Do I have to submit, this is from Kenisha, do I have to submit Form I-765 when submitting a VAWA petition in order to get the work authorization? And gentlemen, I always like to play like I don't know anything, like a novice. Explain what a VAWA is, and then, you know, we can expound on it.
Squeeze playing dumb? Whoa, there we go.
Okay.
No. That's what, you know, listen. Someone hears VAWA, I'm like, oh, what the hell is VAWA? You know? I know what it is, but I like breaking this show down, because one of the reasons why, Adam, you have been extremely successful throughout the years is that you have always broken things down, making it very simple that everyone can understand it. Yeah, I have never heard anyone in my, and this is true, Conrad and Nelson, okay? I have never, and I have never seen this in my life. I have never, ever heard anyone complain about Adam. And I've known him for 15 years. Never, ever had a complaint about him. So
you need to step into my office sometimes.
Huh?
Kidding. You need to step into my office sometimes.
I say, Steve, if you want a couple of phone numbers, I can give you a very short list of people that would have
that does that, right?
But you know
and
what?
I'm not brown nosing. I'm talking about
Haters
clients and people outside, you know? But anyway, back to the immigration question, the VAWA. By the way, folks, 844-774-3529. Get your free consultation. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Okay, VAWA is Violence Against Women Act. Now, it's important to say that women are not the only people who are necessarily abused. It's basically for an abused spouse. We have done cases where the man was the person who was abused by his wife, and we have successfully represented both men and women on this type of case. One of the first requirements you have to show is a qualifying spousal relationship. That means that you were married either to a permanent resident or a United States citizen. So you're going to need proof that obviously that person was either a permanent resident or a United States citizen. Next, you have to show that you suffered battery or extreme cruelty at the hands of your United States citizen or lawful permanent resident spouse. Another requirement is that you entered into the marriage in good faith. That is, it was a real marriage. You didn't just marry them, you know, in order to obtain an immigration benefit. In fact, you actually love this person, and, you know, it was a real relationship. You also have to show that you resided with your spouse, right? I had a call the other day where the person basically told me that they haven't seen their spouse in 5 or 7 years. That's a problem. They want to see that obviously you live together. And the last requirement is that you are a person of good moral character. Good moral character obviously means that you have not been arrested, and if you have been arrested, it's for nothing serious. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to the general rule, but that is the general rule. There's several ways to apply for VAWA. One of the things we do is we first file just the I-360. The I-360 is the actual application. You could technically file everything at one time. The problem with that is, you know, well, actually, you can only do that if you're married to a citizen. If you're married to a permanent resident, you have to wait for the priority date. But when you're married to a citizen, one of the issues with filing everything, you know, contemporaneously is if the VAWA is denied, you're going to lose your filing fee for the green card, which is, I believe, $11.20, Conrad, is that correct?
$12.25, actually.
$12.25. So one of the things we do first is we file the I-360. Once the I-360 is approved, or once they make a prima facie determination, we then file the I-765 and I-4, you know, and the adjustment of status. That's how we do things. You know, you could go ahead and, again, you could file everything all in one shot. The problem is, again, if the I-360 is denied, you lose your filing fee, and you lose, obviously, anything else you may have paid.
True. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cruising with the Case Handler. Right now, I would like for everyone, once again, to actually dial this number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. Gentlemen, if you don't mind giving your office hours, or opening hours, as we should say in this time, okay, and when people can reach you and more.
I'll step in. I mean,
Okay.
the office, listen, I'm available 24/7. In fact, that number that we give out, the 844-774-3529, that is a number that you can be connected to our law firm 24 hours a day. If it doesn't go to our office, it goes to my cell phone. If it doesn't go to my cell phone, it goes to an answering service. For all intents and purposes, we're a 24/7 operation because accidents don't discriminate. You could have an accident at noon. You can have an accident at midnight. Just like immigration issues. You know, you could run into a situation in which maybe you're driving without a license and you're out of status. You get pulled over for speeding. Now all of a sudden you're arrested and you need an immigration lawyer to guide you through what could possibly be deportation proceedings. So 24/7. And if we don't reach back to you, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So just save the number. Hopefully you never need it. If you do, you will be connected to us. Don't worry about what time of the day it is. We'll take care of it.
Okay. And quickly, Anita on Facebook wants to know, she says, good morning. I have a deportation order. I didn't leave the country. My oldest daughter petitioned for me and I got the I-130 approved. Now, can I get my case reopened? I think you need to reach out to the Maverick right now. Go ahead, Maverick.
So, I mean, that is a basis to reopen your case. They typically, anytime someone has been ordered removed, you know, there's obviously an existing removal or deportation order. You can try to reopen that case. There's obviously no guarantee that they would agree to reopen that case. However, you know, again, this goes back to, as I said before, the equities. How old is that removal order from? Has this person paid taxes? What ties does that person have to the country? What has that person done during the time she's been in the country? You know, all of these are factors that they consider. You know, it's not necessarily something that's black and white. But yes, if assuming she entered on a visa, her daughter is 21 or over, she is eligible for adjustment of status, and that would be a basis to try to have her case reopened.
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Immigration question being answered for Anita. And Anita, make sure you give the number 844-774-3529 a call. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, a few things. One, we must remind you that this has been an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm of Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. Okay, and privates also not guarantee similar outcome. However, as we all say and we have been saying, call them and let them assist and help you. 844-774-3529. The other thing is, if you're watching this right now, make sure that you like and follow the page, okay, and check for notification when we go live. So once again, if you do that, when we go live on any of the pages, you will be notified of the show. Of course, Cruising with the Case Handler with personal injury and immigration. So make sure you like the pages, follow the pages, the Case Handler, also the PPID page, and David Squeeze Anarchy's Facebook page. Now, the other thing that I'm asking everyone to do is to share what it is that you're watching on every single platform that you possibly can. There are millions of people out there that need help in the capacity of immigration, and yes, even personal injury, because people do get hurt. And especially in these times, you essential workers want to say thanks to all of you, of course, for what it is that you're doing. For all of us, you are the ones on the front line. So once again, share the page, share it on your timeline, share it in groups that you're a part of. Join some groups, share it in those groups for us. Share it on pages that you manage or admins of. And once again, check us out each and every single weekday morning at 8:30 a.m. on 93.5 WVIP FM. Throw that in your Google. It will pull up the link. Okay. And of course, we have got the attorneys, the case handler, Adam Handler. We've got, of course, the Maverick, Nelson Madrido on immigration. And we've got Conrad Pollock, the Maestro on immigration. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you set up your consultations now. It's free. Call them off air, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. This is great. It's a phenomenal beginning. Gentlemen, I'll let you you say anything you want to say before we go, as always.
Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Keep tuning in. That's all I can ask.
Yeah, again, Squeeze, thanks for having us, and looking forward to a long and fruitful and helpful to the community long-term relationship.
All right. I told Adam with that voice, I need to get a 60-second spot from you that we're going to run at the top of the hour on 93.5 FM. And I need one from Nelson also. We already have quite a few of Adam Handler and myself. So I'm putting you all on the spot so everybody on Facebook is hearing this. If you don't hear that 60-second spot from the Maestro and Nelson, I want for you to call them up and blast them and say, we need that 60-second spot. All right. So gentlemen, I may even ask for a video too.
Sure.
Oh, you said sure. I'm gonna
Listen,
hold to that.
Squeeze,
Nelson?
I just like to thank the listeners for tuning in. I hope they found this interesting and informative, and I look forward to speaking with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I'm just very happy that we've got a solid, like I said, law firm on the station, and they will appreciate what it is that Adam has initiated with myself and you guys. So once again, thank you all so much for doing this. Tomorrow morning again at 8:30, we'll actually be doing this. And once again, if you're watching this, remember we actually do a rebroadcast of this 2 more times in the evening so others can actually see it. So spread the word. Thanks again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Cruising with the Case Adler each and every
Thanks,
single
guys.
weekday
See you
morning
tomorrow.
at 8:30. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow.